article about them. And it sounded weird and strange and foreign at the time. And after high school, I started to get ready to enlist in the Israeli army. And on a total whim from, a kind of Israeli military bunker in the middle of nowhere, I applied to YC from my old Nokia phone. Vividly remember trying to tether it to my laptop and just waiting for the application page to load. And I applied with an idea that we were working on at the time that was kind of like Pinterest. And me and my friend ended up getting accepted into YC. And I packed my bags and decided to, at the time, I didn't really realize what I was doing. I thought I was just coming to the US for a 3-month program. But I ended up at that very moment, really changing my life. And, I did that when I was 18 years old. I think at the time I was the youngest founder. I didn't really even think I'd get in. And now I'm here in Silicon Valley, 8 years later. So the insight here is that these big life decisions that can really shape you and turn you into, who you are seem very small and innocuous. I didn't really think that I was going to change my life. I thought I was going to grow up, continue to be a good old Orthodox Jew from Jerusalem. It was really a simple step that dramatically changed who I am. I think the important lesson is to just be very opportunistic in life. And if some interesting opportunity presents itself to you, I wouldn't overthink it. The downsides are often significantly larger in your head than they are in reality.
Is there anything that you would tell your younger self, your 18-year-old self? Do you think people should try to systematically create these small opportunities that could become life-changing?
Yeah, I think the largest gift that I got out of YC that I'm now kind of trying to pay it forward with to an even greater degree with Pioneer is that I finally took myself seriously because someone told me to. And I wish I had done that earlier on in life. I always had the inkling of, different ideas, projects I should do, but I always felt like I needed permission from someone to do it. Things never really left the realm of the shower thought. And at some point when I came out here, I was both inspired enough and more importantly, I was kind of told by grown-ups to take myself seriously. And my goal really with here today, to your point, is to tell that to not just my younger self, but millions of younger selves around the world. Because I believe that for every Einstein, Marie Curie, Elon Musk, or Steve Jobs, there are millions more that never really almost get tricked into believing themselves. And what I want to try to do is with software, try to identify these people and kind of motivate them to take whatever project they're working on. And this could be research, a startup, art, music, to take whatever project that is a little bit more seriously. Because I think the world can support thousands, even millions more of artists, civic activists, journalists, and entrepreneurs.
That's wonderful. Congratulations on the launch of Pioneer. How long ago did you launch it? And tell us a little bit about the current stats.
Yeah, so Pioneer launched in August. It's really only been live for a couple of days, given that we're now on the 5th of September. So far, it's been far better than we expected. We've had thousands of people apply all over the world, almost 100 countries. And you really end up getting kind of what we wanted, people in the nooks and crannies of the planet, both in small cities in the US, but also in small countries, like Croatia or Nigeria. And, I don't necessarily mean small by landmass. I mean small in the sense that you don't see a lot of these founders typically, or a lot of these researchers typically. And, a very common thread amongst all of the applicants are all of these are folks that are just desperate for opportunity. The life around them seems a little too bland. They've spoken to everyone they can speak to in their local town or city, and they've read all the books at the library, and they read online about this magical world of, depending on their industry, either Silicon Valley or, say biology over in Boston, or, journalism and media in New York, and they don't know how to access it. They're desperate for opportunity. And it's humbling to read these applications at the scale that we've been getting them, because you realize there are many of these people. And I think we've kind of hit a nerve because, we didn't do that much. We kind of, had a great New York Times article, but ultimately people, I think, found out about it, told their friends about it, and are kind of very eagerly tried to clamor their way in. So we've just been kind of trying to struggle with the load that we've been getting and making sure that the various software elements of what we built that are going to help us kind of screen these people are actually working properly. And so the work at Pioneer to date it's actually very interesting. It's equal parts kind of software engineering and psychology and kind of gamification. A lot of